The Happy MineCrafter, a guide to sustainable living in your own backyard in Minecraft. Hosted by JDMac020. Created and developed by Jonathan MacGregor. And now, let's go to the show.
Well, hello there, happy watchers. It has been such a long time since we've been here on the estate, and I am just thrilled to have you back. Now, as you may remember, it's been quite some time, but you may remember that we are all about living sustainably in harmony in nature with Minecraft. It's beautiful, and we've done so well here, as you can see over my shoulder. We've grown from that little fortress-like building that we used to live in, and now we're in this grand palatial estate, and we have that big farm, that big, giant, sustainably built stable with the horses that are harmoniously in captivity there. All that's wonderful, but one of the things we're going to focus on in this season, my dear watchers, is the finer things in life, trying to bring a bit of color and dash and happiness into your Minecraft world, and doing so in the most friendly, nature-esque way possible. So today we're going to build a garden. Now every estate, every grand estate needs some sort of relaxing outdoor environment. And right now we just don't have one at the estate. Watchers, you'll be aware the estate has been primarily a industrial type setting, and really our house, our beautiful house there, is the first opportunity we've had to really get into some of the nicer refinements. But while building on top of that hill, I think we found a nice little area here to convert to a garden, and we're going to have paths and shrubberies, and it's just going to be a beautiful, relaxing environment. We might get a little pond in, perhaps with running water because it's soothing. Maybe a Zen garden in the corner, but this little valley here is definitely going to be. Ooh, I love random experience balls. They make me happy. Anyway, so that's our goal here today. We're going to turn this area into a nice, friendly, sustainable, relaxing place. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, happy watchers. Now, the first thing we've got to do is get this grass out of here. This grass needs to be just completely wiped out. If we're going to be able to do anything, we have to get rid of the native fauna, or is it flora? The native flora, in order to properly turn this into a sustainably relaxing place. We can't leave this grass in place, and it's just not going to do what we need to do here. So definitely, you can use tools on this if you desire. You can save the seeds or throw them away as you see fit. Once you hit a certain point, there's not a whole lot of benefit to stockpiling seeds, unless, of course, you raise chickens, and then those come in handy for obvious reasons. So, watchers, this is very crucial. As you can see, I've not much space for these seeds. That's just how things go here at the estate. It's definitely going to be our first step, is clearing out all of these. And we're going to have to get these dandelions, and we'll have to put them back where they belong. And we're going to go one step further and clear the grass from this section here, because we can't really have a nice a nice garden, a nice green space with these dirt surroundings. So let's go ahead and offload something here. Let's see what we do not need. We do not need either of those just now. And we are going to go down here. And we're going to clean up all of these seeds. And we are then, in the interests of making this work well, we're going to trade all of these dirt pieces for marble. We're going to actually put in some beautiful nether quartz marble, and we're going to just encase the entire garden area. We're going to tear up the existing dirt, because that's just, it's dirt, watchers. We don't need anything like that. And we're going to go ahead and just really go to town here by placing this space, make it just as regal as possible. And we did mine all of this very aggressively in the nether in recent times. Basically, we just went out and found wherever we might find quartz, and we mined it immediately. There's just no playing around. There's some who might say that's not the most sustainable course of action, but well, we'll get to the nether later. That'll sound, we'll be able to give back in that manner. But for now, let's just focus on making everything just as delightful and appropriate for a relaxing country estate as possible. And there we have it. The first thing we do is we definitely clear this out, and we have a very firm line in the sand, so to speak, where we have no... We separate the industrial dirtiness from our little relaxing garden, and that's just going to be so crucial to establishing this as a relaxing kind of place. So, now, let's go ahead and we are going to plant some shrubs right along here, but we don't quite have enough shrubs and of enough variety, so we're gonna actually, the sun is going down, and we're not permitted according to rules with our fine crew here. We're not able to continue filming after dark, so we're going to cut off filming for the night and then come back with a with our shrubs and get those planted along our marble here. Let's grab this just briefly and make sure we get everything cleaned up for the night. Good morning, happy watchers. We are back, and we are overseeing our garden here. We can see it taking shape from our porch here up on the house, and it's just going to be such a beautiful thing to be able to step out with our fair trade coffee and our organic creamer and just enjoy this view of this beautiful, relaxing piece of nature that we've constructed by tearing out what was originally there. So that's going to be such a happy thing for us. Now let's go ahead and get back to work. Daylight is burning. We only have what feels like 10 minutes to get this knocked out before that pesky shop steward shows up. Now let's go ahead and notice a couple of gaps. Yes, a couple of gaps we need to finish here with our marble, make sure everything is fleshed out appropriately. And I do think we're going to need just a little bit of a different approach here. We're going to do bushes first. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be our plan today. I think we're going to get our fountain into place, and we're definitely going to have to tear up more of this hill. But in the long run, I think it's definitely how we want to do this. definitely this is going to be a preferred option. And there's some famous, English residences in the country estates here that have done much more dramatic fountains than this, and some of those you may be inspired by in your own worlds, but this is, I think this will do just perfectly for us. Now, of course, this would not be complete. We can't leave definitely can't leave yes, here we go. We can't leave the dirt there. The dirt is just not part of the natural aesthetic that we're really going for here. It's just a little too earthy, if you will, for the estate. It's not that some people may call it sustainable. I just call it a hot mess. So we're not going to leave the dirt in place without covering it up. Don't forget that, watchers. That's definitely something you need to take away. If you take away one thing from this episode, it's that you need to cover up as much dirt as possible if you're going to have a properly sustainable garden. Alright, watchers, and here we have our finished fountain. I think it looks quite classy. Oh goodness, we can see the dirt underneath. We're going to have to clear that up. This is just not... Definitely need to finish up. Maybe later. I think this works. We need to have a touch of the dirt to remember where this space came from, so we can appreciate the amount of work that was done. Now, let's go ahead and put in those bushes I spoke of. So as we walk in, we're going to want bushes in at the very beginning. And you can use oak leaves for this, you can use spruce, you can do just about any bush work will actually do perfectly well for you. And we're going to have to change... I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work. Where did the shears go? So we're going to want these at the entrance, but not necessarily blocking the entrance. So I think if we have a little bit of bushing right about here, nice shrubbery, we can get maybe a 2-layer effect. Oh, and I am out of bushes already, but that's okay. We have plenty that we can harvest kind of sustainably from our nearby bushes. We do have plenty of them. So let's just go ahead and trim all of these down and make sure we get enough to plant all of our bushes. Just kind of hack at random through the forest here to get what we need, because that's just how these things are done here at the estate. Again, there are some who will say that's not the most sustainable course of action, but that's just, I'm sorry for them. We will need more birch. Let's sometimes the aesthetic is far more important than actually sticking to the letter of that sustainability guideline. So just don't, you'll have to make that decision yourself. We can't claim to know that here at the Happy MineCrafter. But here we go. We should have plenty of bushing now. Get a nice shrubbery effect all around. So we have shrubbery. It's not necessary to fill in everything or even to be terribly even, but maybe 3 high as we come in is going to be appropriate. Maybe leave a couple of gaps. The goal here is not to be totally uniform. We do want to give a nod to how Mother Nature works here in our garden. And sometimes Mother Nature just isn't symmetrical and pretty, and we're going to respect that from time to time here at the Happy MineCrafter. And we just have fun. You don't want it too close to your garden. Your garden, where the whole thing is the garden. You don't want it too close to your fountain, because the fountain is definitely special, and you don't want that compromised with something as nasty as plants. Not that plants are inherently nasty. Don't misunderstand me, please. Works out fairly well, actually. I think that will do nicely. Maybe we'll move you over here, because we don't need that. And now we're going to put in a row of flowers right in here. We're actually going to plant several rose bushes, and we're going to need them all nice and neat here. Yeah, some lovely rose bushes all planted in a row. And I believe we had peonies was the other option we were going to go with. Down here in another flower bed just up top and off to the side. And it is getting dark, but I think we've got just enough time to get these peonies planted, and we're going to go ahead and use this fertilizer option to grow in a rapid-fire manner more peonies, so we can go ahead and flesh out the rest of these. There's 3 of them. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we need 2 more. And don't mind the apparent use of magic. That's totally in tune with Mother Nature. The bone marrow, bone meal came from bones found in nature, and that's the key part that we need to remember here. Alright, Watchers, it's time to crack down for the night, and then we'll be back in the morning. Good morning, Watchers. Now, doesn't that look lovely down there? It's starting to just come together in such a beautiful way. I'm just so thrilled with this. It's going to be so nice when it's finished. And we are closer than you might think, because that's the key with all sustainable gardening practices, is make sure you remove all the nature that was there before, so you have a nice clean slate, and don't overdo it. It's very important that you just let the land flow as much as possible. Now here we have, we are going to need to put a path in, I believe. I believe that's our next step, is the path. And we're going to need to do this very... I don't want your path to be too much like a road. This should be a meandering journey, an experience almost. We want to be able to guide our visitors along this path and not get caught up in things like destinations and goals, where our job here is to be able to just meander and relax and enjoy this little piece of nature. That didn't work quite so well. There we go. And we're going to have to dig that up and replant it. And now that we know the path that we want to follow, we can go ahead and sprinkle flowers throughout the area. Now we could, there is an option for that some people like to use is they like to use the land itself and kind of leverage Mother Nature on this. And they call this a very sustainable practice, and we're not going to argue with them on this. But if we just apply random bone meal to the ground, it will create flowers and grass and just generally. But see, that's the concern we have is all of this grass that grows and only 2 flowers. And watchers, that's just not the right aesthetic. 2 flowers, no, we can't do that. We can't leave this up to Mother Nature. That's just not how we can be the most sustainable in Minecraft. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to pull out our red tulips, we're going to pull out the azure bluettes, we're going to get the daisies, and I believe we have even dandelions have a place, because we're not trying to block Mother Nature completely. We're not trying to genetically engineer the land, but we definitely need to be smart with what we choose. Now we're going to go ahead and plant I think the tulip here, and we can put another one. Only 2 tulips, so it's we need to be careful. And let's go ahead and plant it here. And then the daisy is the next one that we don't have too many of. And you just want to scatter them about as much as possible. Make sure we get a nice set of color everywhere. Just everything just be very pleasant and enjoyable, but we don't want to overdo it. We're not going to use all of the flowers that we're running into today. Dandelions, a couple of those around. We want to keep our wildflowers away from the roses and the peonies as much as possible. We don't want them mingling. That's just not the sustainable way of business. We've got one there, maybe put one at the entrance. We can place them outside, and then we have our bluette. It's a very pretty flower. Look at that. It's very different from the others. It's important to have them along the way. But again, you don't want to overdo it. We need to have maintain a careful balance. That's the trick to most sustainable gardening practice, is to be balanced. Here we go. I think that does very nice. I think that does very nice indeed. The next thing we're going to do is plant. We're not going to plant. We're going to put in a couple of benches, and we're going to use this nether brick bench kind of as a counterpoint to the white marble, the quartz marble that we've put in here. So I think a bench right here is going to be nice, a nice place to rest. Perhaps a smaller bench. Right here, so one can appreciate. We just kind of bask in the fountain and the peonies. That should be good. We also need to put in a little bit of lighting, because without proper lighting, we're going to run into all kinds of trouble. We do need to put in just a little bit of lighting on posts. We're going to put up nice fancy signposts. Goodness gracious, watchers. We're going to put in these nice little light posts, and it's going to be very enjoyable. And for instance, they're going to be something like this, where we're coming up and then over, and then we're going to plant this nice little thing like that. I think is going to do very well if we go around the perimeter with that. Maybe right here is a good spot for another one. There we go, and especially where they blend in with the shrubbery like that, it's going to be a very nice effect. And of course there's going to need to be one back here. Oh, we got an apple of that one. See, this is a sign that Minecraft approves of our garden design. Given back to us. That's always nice. And then here we've got a nice bright spot to enjoy the twilight. It's, goodness gracious, it's just going to be delightful. Maybe one more. It's so tricky sometimes trying to just make sure we've got everything lit up just enough, but we don't want to overdo it. At least one more. There's a torch over here. That's just not the right aesthetic. Not at all. And we are 1, 2, 3, and this one's going to have to come up a little higher, I think, just a little bit higher, and then come out. Getting a way bit famished here. Oh, that's just nice. And then I think the entrance, we won't know until dark falls, but I think this will be nice. Maybe we can get some special permission to do a quick film after the night. And perhaps just another couple of small shrubs along the way. Just to, yes, I think that'll be very nice. Just kind of enjoyable little shrubberies along the way. Sort of guiding everything along. Yes, I think our garden is shaping up very well, watchers, don't you think? I think this is just absolutely lovely. We have a sustainably built, beautiful little garden. This is just, this is truly a garden worthy of an estate. Now, let's go ahead and I love this meandering path. We got that just right. Now, darkness is falling. I believe we will be able to get a little bit of permission just to see how well our lighting has worked. And in that case, we will be pretty close to being done here. All right, watchers. It's now well past twilight. It's It's not quite dark, but it is setting. It's going to be very nice. Let's go ahead into here, and oh, and you hardly notice the difference between night and day. It's a softer light, but it's this is just so pretty. I am so thrilled with this, watchers. This is just a lovely situation. This is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and head up to the house to sign off. Alright then, happy watchers. Today we've definitely made a beautiful, sustainably built garden. It's worthy of the estate. Just right behind my shoulder you can see how lovely it is with the flowers, and we have our rose bushes and our peonies and all the random wildflowers we scattered, and the shrubberies and the glowstone lighting. It's just so perfect and so choice. Let's take a look at it. You can see it's just gorgeous, and I love it. It's absolutely wonderful. So hopefully you learned something today about sustainable living in Minecraft, and you're able to bring some of this beauty back into your own world. This is the Happy Minecrafter thanking you.
Our very special thanks to Mojang, Open Broadcast Software, and Windows Live Movie Maker, all for providing the software necessary to bring you this program. This episode has been brought to you by the Happy Minecrafter and watchers like you. Please like and/or subscribe to show your support to your probably not local channel.